I'm not. Good morning, everybody. How are we today? 6 of you, welcome. It's all gone a bit wrong this morning. Well, I say that every week, don't I? Because it has, every week. Oh, no, I should maybe not say it. Maybe I should just moan when things are going right. Because that's more of the rarity. I'm just still getting ready. That's nothing new, is it? Nothing new at all. So I was distracted because we've had a lot of shop happy orders over the weekend, so I was just starting to get through some of those. I will jump on Discord. Let's plug my ear in.
Downstairs.
Yeah, I've already put them. I've already started putting them together. Downstairs. They should all be class. Right. Hello Anne. Hello Sue. Hello Anne. Hello Louise. Hello Chris. You all right? I think so. Yes. I'll do. Yes. Ah, right. What I'm using. Oh, Jackie, can you pass me that? The pad. I'll show you what I'm using today, and I think we've got some in stock. I'm using this Clairefontaine multi-technique mixed media paint on card. So it's 250 gram. You get 30 sheets of grey. They now have pads that are assorted colours and textures.
Got ones with a new colour called denim.
Can you nip and get a pad from downstairs, please? They're all out on the shop. Morning, Nick. But Jackie's quickly nipping to get the pad, the new ones out, so you can see. And they are on. Oh, mind the bin bag. Sorry. Oops. Well, hopefully you're all well today. It's weird weather. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. That should help, because it just gives it a bit of a seal. Yeah. Yeah, try that. That could well work. I will tell you, I can just hear Jackie coming.
I bought your selection. That's the one I was thinking of, but I bought you some others as well.
Okay, we've got A4 of that, right? We should have.
Okay.
Right, this is the A5 version, but I'm sure we've got A4 in stock. And in this, the A5 is £5.50, so the A4 is probably going to be about £11. But in it, you get, and it's all the mixed media multi-technique pad by Clairefontaine. So you get several sheets of white, several sheets of denim, which is a lovely mottled blue-grey. You get a textured white, the grey that I'm using today, one that they call parchment, which is just a beige buff colour, and black. So Jackie's just gone to check that we've got some black in stock. I'm sure, not black, A4 in stock. I'm fairly sure we have. But we have got an A4 in stock, thank you, and it's £10 for an A4 with all of those colours in. It is on Shop Happy. I think we've got about 4 or 5 in at the moment.
And the denim one's new.
Yeah, we'll put one aside for you. I can. And you want one as well, Nick? Okay. Yep, absolutely. I can deliver it for you. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Right, so I've traced my little duckling out. I've gone portrait, but it doesn't really matter which way you go, to be honest with you. That's alright. I've got to have a lot. I might have to do a long blade of grass or something. So I've got a very long, yeah, absolutely. You could wear it as a little hat or something. I don't know. Anyway, so obviously I'm using a grey surface. I've got a few different sizes of brushes. For blocking in, I tend to use the 1/8 Pro Arty miniature painting brush. That's alright, Sarah. You've got me now. And I'm gonna... Yeah, that's alright. If you mix a bit of lemon yellow with it or something, then you should be alright. Right, so I'm just mixing together a little bit of lemon and cad together. And I'm going to basically cover the duckling. Now obviously the grey is going to show through initially. This is the 1/8 of an inch flat Pro Arty miniature brush. It's the only flat that they do in the range. Ah, yeah, this is in the miniature. This is the miniature one. Ah, you see, you're missing one, Nick. This is a little flat brush, but basically any brush just to shove the colour on, to be honest. This is probably too small, but you'll see it is. I'm doing it almost life. I am doing it life size. So the grey is going to show through with this, because obviously it's gouache, and I know some of you love gouache, so, oh, 12 of you, how lovely to have you. There's Mad Saturday's demo, that's had over 700 views, and we'd got like 70 odd people watching at the same time. It was amazing, I can't believe it. And we've got mentioned, we had a chat in a podcast during lockdown it was, but it's only just been released, so I've put that on the shop's Facebook page. It's lovely actually. If you've got about an hour spare, it is about an hour and 15 minutes long, the whole podcast. But they're talking to lots of shopkeepers in Banbury and the bid manager and you know, different aspects of the town, what makes the town vibrant and interesting. It is nice to listen to how all the businesses are coping and what they're doing and their plans. Rubber ducky. Hiya, bird. I have my rubber ducky. So you can also see as it's drying, it's chalky, isn't it, gouache? So you can see that it dries in the opposite way. It doesn't, even acrylics don't dry like this. It dries much more opaque, flat, matte, and chalky. I think I am going to say chalky. It does go chalky, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's just different, so you have to get used to how it goes. I should have a little bit of Payne's grey today, but for his eye, but I'll make it out of burnt sienna and ultramarine because I like a bit of touchy burnt sienna. So this is base coat number 1. You could use a comb or a rake brush. We've still got a few in stock. I have got to do enough. We've got to do so many orders this week because we keep selling out of things.
It's a shop.
Mm. Anybody would think I ran a shop. I know, how dare they buy my art supplies? They're mine. They're all mine. But no, and it's surprising, since we've had the online shop, the stuff that is selling is totally different to what we normally sell in the actual shop. I mean, we've you know, the Caran d'Ache pencil sets, we've sold eight in the last 3 weeks, which normally we'd sell 8 in 3 months. Canvas panels, canvas boards, canvases. I've been asked to put together a pouring set, you know, like with the pouring medium stuff. So I've just cobbled that together. I'll be putting that on as soon as I finish the demo today, before my parking runs out at 12 o'clock. And I woke up to, well, as well as class orders on bookings, about 20 odd orders on Shop Happy, but some of them are from County Durham. Where did I say they're going to? I've got supplies going to County Durham, Ilkley, London, Bedford, all over the place. It's weird. Right, it's nice. It's really lovely. Right, I'm going to use a bit of this orange, a tiny bit of cadmium red in here, because I want to do the bill. Normally you ask for the bill at the end, but we'll do it now. Sorry. Thank you, Jackie. See, it's nice having an audience. I didn't even prime her to laugh. So I've gone for sort of pink. Oh, now this looks white on the paper, and it'll look even whiter on the camera, but it isn't. I was going to say it's very similar to my flesh tone, but that would be white, wouldn't it? Because I'm so ginger and I've not seen any sun for a long time. Milk bottle. So it's just blocking it. You can see a tiny weeny bit of his leg. Just a tiny weeny bit. So if I, oh, that's too much cadmium red. Barry, what are you doing, lad? No, it's not white. It's cadmium red. Can you see the colour on the tile above the head? Above the logo? That pink colour. It's that colour, but it'll dry more matte. Hopefully. It's going slightly off, but it's not white at all. That's the thing about gouache. It's a very difficult medium to gauge. But if I add a little bit of that foot orange, maybe a small amount of burnt sienna in there as well. If you look above the shop logo on the bottom right hand side, you'll see that the colour's there, the colour that it should be. And I've just darkened parts of it now, just so it stands out a little bit, because otherwise it's going to look white, and I don't want it to look white. That's a better colour. That's better. Right, let me block his eye in. Switch to a number 2. Let me make a dark browny blacky grey out of ultramarine and burnt sienna. Round about equal quantities of each one. Do you know what? If I spin my tile around, it's going to be easier for you to see the colour mixes without the logo being in the way. So I'm after... Oh, I couldn't I? But then it's facing the wrong way. I like it looking in at my picture. But then the writing will be backwards, wouldn't it? I could do another logo that faces the other way. and I've got nothing to do. Right, so I'm going to keep that colour because that'll be useful. Because when you're trying to shade a yellow, it's really hard because you can't add black because it'll go green. So then I'm going to go with a little bit of Kaji yellow and use some of that colour I used in his eye. Now you can see that's going to go just like a dull brown, which is perfect with short little strokes. I've got to keep telling myself I've only got 45 minutes. Because it's, mind you, I did a duckling. Either late last year or early this year in Gouache as a demo, a shop demo, so I should know how to do it by now. But I'm absolutely boiling today. I don't know if any of you muggy. It's muggy. We have a game with the cafe at how many times we can say the word muggy to our customers before they think we're weird. It doesn't take very long. His eyelid. I saw that. What does that mean? Titinoaks. Dregs left on a plate. Titinoaks. Where have you learnt that from? You see, my favourite Old English word, 16th century, and I've said this to my students a lot, is apricity. Apricity. And it's the warmth of the sun, or the glow of the sun on a wintry day. Apricity. I like that one. I love old words that should come back. I've got a whole list of them that I want to try and use because they're useful. They were words once. So just need that to dry a little bit. Because otherwise it will Another wonderful word is fudgel. F-U-D-G-E-L. Fudgel. And I think that's from the 18th century term, which means pretending to work when you're not doing anything at all. So you're a fudgel, when you pretend to work but you don't actually do any work. And there's a really good topical one that seems to happen a lot prevalently at the moment over the last few years. Ultracrepidarian, or Darian, ultracrepidarian or ultracrepidarian, and that is someone who has no special knowledge on a subject but expresses a great amount of opinion on it. It's very appropriate at the moment. So someone with no opinion, with no knowledge but a great opinion, that's an ultracrepidarian. Yeah, sounds like most rulers of the world, yeah. My brother told me that he's a gardener. He's a horticulturist, my brother is. He did a YTS scheme when he was 16 for a year and a half, but now he's a horticulturist, now he's 50 apparently, having never worked in the garden world since he left his YTS scheme in 1986. But, you know, that was a bit of an eye-opener. He's a bit like that, my brother. He could read, if he reads the back of a postcard on beer making, he's a publican, you know, he's a pub landlord or whatever it is, you know, he's a bit like that. Never mind. A brewer, absolutely. Right, I'm just darkening this a little bit more under his chin. So I'm doing little short little strokes. So hopefully it'll start to stand out soon, and you can see how so this mixed media paper is good. It doesn't take a lot of water, but with gouache you're not using tons of water, are you? You're just using a damp brush. But yeah, the surface does make a difference with this kind of thing. It may well do. I did something a while ago, and we sell, because none of you would need to know about this because I don't think any of you would ever use it, but we sell small little tubs of clear blackboard paint. So what that does is it primes the surface so you can have a coloured background instead of a black background. If you wanted to do chalk, so some people do it on kitchen doors and things to write notes about it. I've just mixed a little bit of cad red and burnt sienna together to go around his bill. Yeah, so Jenny Eden made the news with her recovery. I've shared it on the shop page last night, so if you go to the shop Facebook page you should be able to see it. Yes, she had a stroke as well, which apparently happens a lot with the COVID as you're recovering. So she had a stroke, but she started to paint again or draw again. She did her first sketch whilst in hospital, so she's getting some use of her arms and back. So it's nice that she's recovering. Also, oh really? Oh wow. Right, so I haven't done any highlights or anything on this. Is still the soft stuff. I'm doing mainly the darks first, so I'm almost using it like an acrylic in the sense that I'm doing the darker little bits first. I'm using some of the colour from the eye mixture. Oh, sounds fun. Are you going to have it as a shed or your arty room? Shed. Yeah, alright, see you later. See you this evening. If you're not too exhausted from shedding. See you later. Let's go with a little bit of orange in here, but I don't want to get, well, I say orange. This cad yellow is quite orange, so it'll work in my favour, I think. Just to add a few textured areas. But if you notice, all of my brush strokes have always gone in the direction of the feathers or fur or what have you, because it just makes it a lot easier when you're working. I think I will. It depends on the time. If I haven't got the time this morning, I will add them in afterwards. See, I'll probably use my old flat brush for because I have. This is what I do all of my pet portraits in as well. This is an old sea white flat brush that has splayed, and it's brilliant for furs and feathers, fur and feathers, when you can speak. So this is a number 2. But I should have probably been using a thinner brush, to be honest. But you know, it's Monday, isn't it? On Mondays we use big brushes. We don't really.
I think.
But that's what I do love about gouache, is that you can just build the colours up slowly. Very, very nice. A nice feeling. I'm going to do a little bit in his eye now because I'm missing. He's a bit of a zombie duck. So I'm just going to do a little curve in the top of his eye. It'll change, you see, because even the opaque white goes more matte. But I'm just going to soften the lower part of the eye white into the, that's better. Now he's got a bit of a twinkle. So as time is fleeting, a bit of white in with the lemon and cad yellow mix. If you use too much water, you see, you lose the opacity. So it's a fine balance. But as this is sort of a dark background, having it whiter might be a good thing. So let's see how that works, because it's such a fluffy duck. So as I say, this isn't a special brush, it's just an old one. And if I can get the amount of water and paint right, it's brilliant for this. You sort of have to trust in it a little bit that it will dull itself down a little bit. But a comb or a rake, if you've got a comb or a rake brush, you could use that. Look how fluffy he is. He's a fluffy little duck. Fluffy little duck. Added a tiny little bit more white to it. It's not acrylics this week, is it, Chris, or is it next week? I haven't sat down and gone through all of my lessons this week yet. You're more organised than I am. I haven't done that yet. Oh, drawing, yeah. It'll if I've still got the same flowers up, I'll probably have to add to it because I did real flowers for one lesson. I thought I might as well do them for all of them because then it makes the most of having the flowers. Oh, fast and loose on Friday, yes. Yeah, it's good, I think. It's good. It's a fast and loose watercolour is a really nice way of keeping your hand in and making sure you can try brush control and stuff. Right, I'm not going to do any more to his fluffiness, I don't think. I might just add some whiter highlights on his beak. Just in a few places. There's a little, that might be too white. I follow on social media. It's a place in Devizes called Cane Hill Wildlife Education Centre, and he became sort of semi-famous on Twitter because what he does every morning is all of his animals, and he's got emus, peacocks, sheep, goats, ducklings, ducks, goslings, all of this kind of thing, and he does like a morning rush hour at 7 o'clock or when it's light, and all the animals come running out, and he does all their voices and pretends that they're talking to him, and he's got his own little duck, his own goose called Cuthbert, and it really is lovely. It's very wholesome, and they've just had a new gosling. Oh, what's the gosling called? Got a funny name. Then there's a rescue gosling called Cadbury, and there's two little ducklings called Fruit and Nut. Yeah, it's really lovely to see, and he loves the animals so much, and you can see that they love him. It's on Twitter. I don't know if they're on Facebook. I'll share the link at some point. Cane Hill, CAENHIL. I know they're on YouTube as well, so I'd imagine they're on Facebook. Cane Hill Countryside Centre or something. It does a lot of education for kids as well, so like around there that young people can learn farming skills and things as well. Yeah, on Twitter. What about Facebook? Yeah, he suddenly went global with what he was doing.
Yes, it's on Facebook as well. It's called Cane Hill One Wide Countryside Centre.
Oh, it is on Facebook, Cane Hill Countryside Centre. I'll see if I can do something with let's see if I can quickly find the link, and then I'll put some grass and daisies on. Can you put it in a group? Thank you. So I'll think about doing grass and things now. I could use there is a green in the gouache that in the sets that I've got, so I could use that. In fact, it might be a better idea if I use that just for time. This permanent green middle that's in the set. It's a bit punchy, but you know, might be alright. So I need that to dry a little bit. I also need to give myself a little bit more white for these daisies. Thank you. Jackie's just popped the link in of the Countryside Centre. it is really a lovely, lovely place. And his friend Caroline de Bourgeois is an artist, and she often does little sketches and illustrations of the animals. Cuthbert released his own song to raise money for the centre. Oh, it really is. Look, honestly, it's there's not much that's wholesome nowadays, but that really is lovely. And if you like animals, the emus are called Rodney and Dell, and then the peacock, he's got two peacocks. And I didn't know until I started watching this that peacocks lose their feathers every year, and then when they come back, it's just at the right time for them to do their little display dances to attract the ladies. And I can't remember. He said how many feathers there are, but I can't remember. Right, let me do some daisies. Let me put the centre in of the few that I can see here. Just so I know where the petals should be going. So it might be a slightly yellowy daisy because of the duck that's underneath. So this is still the number 2 brush. Which is perfect because it is almost the right width. For daisy petals. This is too cutesy for you, Jackie. Yeah. I'm just going to have 3 daisies. Or if I could do a few more, I suppose, but have them sort of a little bit pink in that tops of them. I could have one just behind him actually, that would look quite nice. So that means I'd need to do another one, so I can do one, I'll do one here. Lemon yellow middle, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll stick another one, we will put another one here then. Pub opposite me has decided not to open yet, which is surprising. They've said they're waiting so they can make it safe, but I don't know, because those of you that know that pub know that it's got a massive, massive, massive beer garden. So I'd have thought they would be in the right place to open straight away with the social distancing and just order from, take orders outside. So yeah, it's quite surprising when I read the note the other day to say that they're still not open. Well, yeah, there's been sort of 15 weeks for them to plan. So yeah, it's interesting. Oh, did you? Oh, that's interesting because I know a lot of pubs are wearing those plastic face visors or something, so you can still see them. I've just used this blue. I'm adding a bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of white to it, just to lighten it and make it a little bit more natural. And this is just to save me mixing lots. But no, I think there's a lot of people not sure about it all at the moment and how it's. No.
I think I need to put the visor on also. And make sure your alcohol is 70%. That'll help internally sort you out.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I heard there was a news article locally about a lady that came by bus because she thought everyone was supposed to be wearing face masks and none of it was being adhered to, so she felt really uneasy about coming into town. I mean, I think most of us shopkeepers aren't wearing masks, but we are trying to hope that our customers will wear masks instead, because it's very hard for us to wear a mask for all day, every day. But we stand behind screens if... yes. But mine's a fabric one, so it's much heavier and hotter, I think. Yeah. I suppose the lights in theatre are hot, aren't they? I mean, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect your breathing at all, does it? You see, I don't wear one in my shop, but if I visit any other shop, I wear one. Um, or if I go anywhere, actually, I wear one. Apart from if I'm eating, because you can't really eat with a mask, can you? Right, so I've got my basic bit of green in here. I might put a few leafy shapes in as well. But I'm keeping it a bit of a vignette. Oh yeah, it's nearly time for me to be quiet. So if I go with a bit more brown and a little bit of blue in there, I can go with a darker green just to fill in. And it depends how much you want to do with this. I actually like the dark bits and think it brings things forward, but it's a personal thing. I have to say I was really impressed with the people visiting Banbury Town Centre on Saturday for the first time. Lots of people wearing masks, everybody obeying social distancing rules. It was really, really nice and comforting to see that kind of thing going on. Because I was singing, I did 3 hours of singing, but I was upstairs. I didn't want to sing outside because obviously the singing is one of you can spread. It's a super spreader if you sing, apparently, because the way you're breathing out, you're jettisoning water the droplets a lot further. So I had the window open up in the classroom and I sang out the window for 3 hours, it was quite fun actually. Everybody was looking up and dancing in the streets, and yeah, it was nice fun. Yes, absolutely. Well, I wasn't actually singing out the window, I was spreading it in the classroom where I already am anyway. Because because somebody said, oh, you got to sing because all the shops are reopen and whatever. And I said, but I don't feel comfortable singing outside. I don't feel upset. I feel safe, but other people, I don't want to make other people not feel safe. So I said, if I sing upstairs, everyone can still hear, but they can just feel happy in the knowledge that they're not going to get breathed on by me. So I've just added a bit more yellow and a bit more white to sort of give me a few highlights on the daisies and on some blades of grass. If I feel like I want to write Happy Easter in a nice Victorian font. Oh, I love it, Chris. I really do. But you know, I never ever thought that this is what I'd end up doing, because you know how much I love trees and mountains and woods with a bit of glow. But I do enjoy doing mountains. This isn't a mountain, this is a duck. I do enjoy doing ducks and animals and things, and I really never thought that that is where it would be a comfortable thing for me. So it just goes to show sometimes it's worth experimenting with different things to see how you feel. I mean, I've spent 20 odd years avoiding pet portraits. Turns out I'm not bad at them and I really enjoy it. So I could have done a lot more for years if I'd have thought about it. So I want to make that a little bit more opaque. So I don't know if I am going to do any more. I like it. Yeah, right. I am going to stop, and it's time. Actually, I've done that in 45 minutes. The whole thing. God, I'm amazing. Right. That's lovely. So here's what's coming up the rest of the week. If I can find my booklet, because we're on the new booklet now. We're on the July booklet. It's next Monday. You've got a woman walking a dog on the beach in watercolour. Flowers from flowers from real life tonight in watercolour. Tuesday evening is a rusty boat from behind in pencil. Wednesday's drawing class is flowers from life, and I have a separate camera, so instead of the reference photo you have the actual photograph, the actual film of flowers that are in front of me. Thursday morning I think is also flowers from life, but it will be a much simpler thing, just a couple of flowers. Thursday afternoon, a moonlit scene. Thursday evening is the painting sweet peas mixing purples, the worry-free watercolours. Friday afternoon is Glenative in Fast and Loose, and Saturday morning is calligraphy, and we're doing basic and flourished italics. So lots and lots happening this week. So thank you so much for your company today. Lovely to have you with me. Have a lovely week. I'll be really interested to see how you do this and what you create with your little ducklings. So yeah, yes, yes. 2 putty rubbers and that paper. Yes, I can sort that out for you. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Wonderful. So thank you very much. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye. Bye.